Welcome everyone. The day is here. I picked up my copy of Like a Dragon Ishin and have been so excited to play. I've played Yakuza 0, started Kiwami 1, and Judgment. Judgment very recently. I've actually really enjoyed it. It's just that Hogwarts Legacy and now Ishin have come out and I haven't gone back to it. I'm a bit of a casual with the series, but I'm actually really excited to play this because I've been seeing trailers for it for a while now. And it just looks so fucking awesome. I love that they take... I don't know why they didn't change the characters' looks, but at the same time, like, why? They're perfect characters as it is. And it probably like ancestors or something like that, right? Or is it just them in a different world? I don't fucking know. But samurais, awesome. Fucking awesome. I love it. Let's get into it.
行くで。暴れがいがあるってもんやで。余計なおしゃべりは真面目にやれ。ここは私たちに任せて君も行け。坂本龍馬は上の階や。始まったか。ええ。
誰ぜよ。おまんは。
不思議な話もあったもんやな。時代を動かすはずの男が時代遅れの男に切られ死ぬ。しかもこの世に存在しないはずのもう一人の自分に切られることになるんやからな。なあ、坂本龍馬さんよ。
維新の英雄坂本龍馬の暗殺よりわずか数年前、この国は徳川幕府による絶対的な支配が300年にわたって続いていた。だが静寂は突如現れた異国の黒船によって打ち破られる。強大な文明力を持った異国に対し幕府は抗う術を持たなかったのである。その支配者の衰えを時の侍たちが黙って見逃すはずがなかった。無力な支配者に従う理由はない。日本は再び群雄割拠の乱世に飲み込まれようとしていた。
I'm unsure who the characters in the opener are yet, or if the events are important, so I'm not going to talk about it, but it was a cool opener. Either way, our main character, Sakamoto Ryoma, has arrived in Tosa after a year being gone, so he decides to see how the townspeople are. We talk with a lady about how Ryoma was training, and I see a dog so strong he's pushing a person as he walks. Coming into the town, a girl seems to have pain in her stomach, and when the Joshi, who seem to be a group who control or have power here, guessing an upper class, come by, everyone bows, but the little girl can't hold in her pain. The mother is talked down to, hit to the side, and the Joshi talk lowly of her daughter without a care. Then they go to straight up kill the mother, but Sakamoto somehow gets behind them and steps in to protect them.
土佐いちいち俺を苛立たせる。
何者だよ恩師。
土佐藩豪士坂本龍馬。
豪士じゃと。豪士の分際で恩師や。
早く行け。
しかし
俺は根っからの土佐人だ。上司連中の少年は知り尽くしている。こいつらにはいくら道理を解いても通用しない。
恩師や。
こうするしかねえんだよ。その子の命を助けたいのならな。
ありがとうございます。
豪信ごときがどうなるか分かっちゅうがか。
ああ。上司様に刃を向けたりはしねえ。間違って殺してもしたら仕返しにこの町ごと焼き払われかねないからな。
なんじゃと。
後で報いは受けてやる。だがお前らにも女を殴った報いを受けさせてやる。
この命知らずが。
かかってこい。ぬるま湯育ちのお前らに痛みってもんを教えてやる。
With that epic speech from Ryoma, we beat the shit out of the Joshi with a newbie skill, and I level up. The Joshi come for Ryoma though, and he's stripped and imprisoned for fighting against the higher class people. A prison guard tells his class is more important, and we shouldn't have done what we did, but we're having none of it. We refuse to kneel to people who mistreat others so easily, and that kind of mindset has the guard ready to cut us down. And he would have, if the magistrate Yoshida Toyo didn't intervene. The guard halts what he was planning and leaves as the magistrate plans to rid me himself, only to reveal he's my father. He helps us out, clothing us, and with our freedom, we go get something to eat. We learn of pots around the place having items, and that they refilled over time. We run into the mother from earlier, and she thanks us. She also mentions her daughter's being cured. Odd, since the doctor said it was going to involve like Dutch medicine or something. I was expecting it to be more elaborate and require our help. That's fine, I'm not arguing, as long as she's fine. Once filled up with food, we decide to head to Pops's hideout. On our way there, some thugs known as Ronin attack us, as a certain Joshi wants our head. I think Ronins are like bounty hunters or mercenaries or something, I'm not really sure. In this fight we learn the brawler moveset and how parrying works. It's relentless with its timing, but I'll learn it. With a bit of running around only to realize I need to ask for directions, I find the schoolhouse hideout and meet with Pops.
高知城で格式ばった連中と飲む酒はまずくてな。酒はここで飲むに限る。
おやっさん。
どうだ龍馬。傷にしみるかもしれんが、数年ぶりに飲まないか。
I'll be showing the cutscenes now and then, most of the important ones, so do understand that. We have a heart-to-heart with our Pops, saying we haven't changed much and our training paid off, because we see how backwards the Tosa class system is now. We then worry about if our Pops will be okay, since he's magistrate, and just let a criminal, us, free. Toyo reassures us that won't happen, and then also reveals orphans are being left a lot because of the Joshi, and that we too are an orphan. It seems Toya also hates Tosa because of the class system. How only the Joshi, Haigoshi, and the Goshi matter, whereas everyone else are just flesh and blood. Because of this, Toya took in a lot of orphans to help raise them. Toya's belief is, to change Tosa, you need to love and hate it at the same time. We then ask the big question: why is Toya working for the domain if he hates it so much? Especially since a magistrate, which he is, keeps the class system working usually. However, it seems Toya is only keeping the class system working on the surface. It seems actually that Toya has his hands on 500 Goshi who share his hate for the system and are planning to destroy Tosa. Then Toya says he wishes us, as well as Sakamoto's brother Takechi Hanpaita, to lead these men in this revolution. We then set out to meet with Takechi, only to be stopped from entering the dojo, which he's in because of a rude arsehole. While walking around to find a way inside, we find some people lying about, being in the Tosa Loyalist Party. So finally, unsheathing our sword, we slice and dice them up, releasing a heat action along the way. A member of the Tosa Loyalist Party, the real one this time, saw our fight and gives the front guard of the dojo word that we have special permission to enter, as Takechi wishes to see us. The guard still doesn't like us though.
Come here!ん?やっと戻ってきやがった。龍馬。
竹内先生、もしかしてこん人が？
ああ。以前からお前らによく話して聞かしている。俺の唯一無二の兄弟分であり、土佐最強の剣士、坂本龍馬だ。
これが土佐勤王党か。
お前何やらかしてきたんだ。傷だらけじゃねえか。
つまらねえ話だ。それより兄弟、東洋のおやっさんと剣護私塾で話してきた。
そうか。なら話は早いな。みんな聞いてくれ。龍馬はこの1年江戸へ剣術修行に行っていた。今日からこの坂本龍馬を土佐勤王党の筆頭としたいと思う。どうだ。
ヒット。ほいったらいきなり第二席、幹部のさらに上じゃちゅうことですか。
Takechi and I have a talk while he cleans his gun. We ask about his burn mark on his back, which he says supposedly doesn't hurt, although Sakamoto feels really bad about it, thinking it was his fault. Takechi then explains the Tosa Loyalist Party's main plan: to attack the center of Tosa, Kochi Castle, with all 500 men. He believes by making the Joshi who fear them fear their lives, that they will realize how foolish they've been. Sakamoto feels useless in this plan, however, as he is a swordsman, and Takechi had been training the Loyalists to use pistols. However, Takechi explains he only taught them that because they're not good enough to be swordsmen. Anyone can learn how to use a pistol. But teaching someone to use a sword is just half the battle. There's a lot more to it. Personally, I don't know what the other half is, but I'm guessing it's more about, skill as a person. Takechi then explains that while he wishes to break the system tied around Tosa, that a new one will take its place because there will always be inequality between people, and there will always be people with talent others don't have and could never have. There will never be balance. Sakamoto is given Takechi's pistol, and Takechi says he plans to meet Pops at Kochi Castle personally. We're then told to wait outside, but that doesn't help because after getting some sake, we're attacked by more Ronin. Unlucky for them, we now have a gun. We then head back to the dojo.
俺に何か用か。
坂本龍馬っちゅうがはおまんか。
お前は
土佐勤王党岡田伊蔵。
いいぞ、この男がさっき話した男じゃ。竹内先生はこいつがいきなり勤王党の筆頭言うがじゃ。党結成の苦労も知らんもんがどういて筆頭ながじゃ。筆頭は党の第二席。おいたらいいぞ、おまんが筆頭になるんが筋ぜよ。
勤王党ってのは同志にも剣を向けるのか。
誰もおまんのことを同志と認めちょらんがぜよ。
坂本伊蔵は勤王党一の剣客じゃ。筆頭言うんじゃったらきっちりその強さ見せてもらおうやないか。
やったね、いいぞ。江戸帰りがなんぼでもんじゃい。
抜かんでも切る。覚悟決めや。
どうやらお前には手抜く必要がねえようだな。
This fight is slightly hard if you use the sword. You gotta be careful since you're close distance. It takes just 2 deaths and the game asks if I want easy mode put on temporarily. But I don't. But I also do. I don't change the difficulty, but I do take out my ultimate weapon. That was a bit overpowered. I might avoid that until I learn the combat better. The combat in this game is fun. Like, I love the sword play. I love the fact it reminds me a little of Dark Souls in a way. How you just you've got to be pretty good on your timing. That can be said for a lot of different games, I get, but I like the combat so far. It's better, in my opinion, than the base Yakuza and Judgment, because in those games I feel like I can just fucking spam my attacks as much as I fucking want, and I don't have to worry. Whereas in this game, you've got to get your timing down, and you'll see later on, because I'm writing and speaking all this after I've played like 2 hours in the game. A lot of the enemies guard. At least on the higher difficulty. I've realized that on easy they barely guard, but on legend they guard a lot. And so yeah, it's all about timing. I love that. It's annoying sometimes, but it's fine. Anyway, we explained to Izo that if he joined the loyalists to kill, he may as well leave now. Takechi was watching the whole thing, and says that we should forgive Izo and his friends because they are simply following their dreams, and that because of a lack of education or decent jobs, the Loyalist Party is basically their only hope. Takechi takes us to Kochi Castle, and there we wait for Pops to arrive. With the plan now told to us, Pops explains tomorrow is when we strike, although Sakamoto thinks that's too fast. Deeper in the conversation, Toyo explains that he doesn't think Ryoma is ready to be the representative of the Loyalists. Though, while Takechi's confused, Ryoma doesn't care for titles.
二人とも勘違いしているようなので言っておく。わしの真の考えは
誰だ？おやっさん！
おやさんバカなくそ龍馬お前おやっさん頼む誰がこんな真似をおやっさん
吉田様何事でございます？こっちだよ。
いいか龍馬逃げろこのままだとお前がわしを殺した犯人だと思われちまう。でも父さんは未来はお前に託した
おやっさん。おやっさん！
吉田様！
おまんが吉田様を。
おのれ切れこの者を切り捨て
Holy shit! Look, I knew that was going to happen. It's in the trailers. Sakamoto is all about how he's going to revenge his pop. And honestly, the guy at the start of the first cutscene in the game, I thought the guy who died was the dad at first, but I was wrong. But okay, that's one way to go down. Fuck. Sadly, we don't listen to our pops' advice, and we now need to escape the castle. We chop our way through the guards, getting bloody pounded by a barrel at one point. And we teleport a man just for a heat action. Actually, that's two people. Making a huge leap down a hole to avoid a barrage of gunfire, we fight through 3 waves of soldiers before a large group of swordsmen run at us. I personally show them who their god is. After a fight against a mini-boss warrior and stealing his sword, we find our way outside.
なんだこれは。兄弟、何があった？
あいつがここにいる連中を皆殺しに。
貴様。
気をつけろ龍馬。そいつは土佐の人間じゃねえ。見たこともねえ剣を。
Now, to face the masked man. Honestly, this whole scenario feels like a trap. Takechi didn't try attacking the masked man earlier until he got the second hit on his pop. I would have assumed he's the type of guy that would attack immediately, especially since he seems so loving and caring for his father or his pop and his beliefs. And like, it just doesn't make any sense why he wouldn't, like, go in. Like, we went in immediately. We got knocked to the side. Like, maybe he didn't go in because he thought that he might get hit by us. Like, it doesn't make any sense. But now, suddenly, everyone's dead, and he's the only one alive, even with injuries. Even though he has injuries, he's the only one alive. And the masked man is right there. I'm calling bullshit. If I'm wrong, fine. But this is just a bloody unfortunate series of events right here in that case. I actually managed to get down a flawless strategy of dodging to the sides and attacking as these mid-combo, basically treating it like Dark Souls. The only problem that I kept on dying with was there's this one attack where it's a 2 combo. Like he does one attack and then he does like a sort of swing horizontally, and even if you're directly behind him, it still hits you. And the way I dodge and then immediately try going into attack, it usually goes well unless he does that attack. And that's when I get screwed. There's another problem. Every couple of deaths, the game asks if you want to switch to easy mode. And at one point, I accidentally said yes. I did not mean to. It was an accident. But now I'm stuck on it. And the only way to go back is if I were to load up an autosave before we went to Kochi Castle, and I'd have to go through that long sequence of escaping the castle again. And I just wasn't in the mood to do it, so because I feel like I'd learned a decent amount from this fight, I just went along with it. And what made it even worse was you only have to get the guy to half health. I was close, I feel like. I don't remember the exact, I'm probably showing it on screen right now, but I personally, at the time of speaking this, of reading my script right now, I don't remember how close I got, but I feel like I got pretty close. Either way, once at half health, a cutscene plays. Takechi's injured, though not dead, and we explain we're going after the killer no matter what. We're a wanted man either way. Walking for what I assume is hours due to how exhausted they both are, Sakamoto and Takechi make it to a shrine where Takechi ends up being barely able to stand. He tells Sakamoto to leave him be, to run now so we can serve the people later. Sakamoto doesn't like the idea though, and puts Takechi in the shrine, which doesn't have a lock by the way, refusing to let him out as the guards from Kochi Castle catch up.
Ryoma! Oi! Ryoma! お前どうする気だ? Oi! Ryoma!
我が三世吉田東洋様を殺した男やな。死に許せい。
世の人は我を何とも言わば言え。我がなすことは我のみぞ知る。天地神明に誓って言う。俺は吉田東洋を殺していない。
この後に及んで貴様。
だがあんたらにそれを信じてもらおうとも思わない。だから俺は土佐を抜ける。どんな汚名を着ようと生きて絶対に犯人を突き止める。
何を。
土佐兄弟たちよ、また会いたじゃ。う
Okay, that was a pretty awesome fucking speech, and the way he just dipped out of there was bloody great. Anyway, on to chapter 2. A year has passed, and we're in a place called Kyo. It would seem Sakamoto is now going by Saito Hajime to other people, an alias to avoid being recognized easily, and is renting a room with who I believe is a mother and her daughter, although when I end up leaving the place, like leaving my room, it turns out it looks like it. I'm guessing it's the samurai area version of a hotel. Maybe.
ちょっとはじめさん、いつまで寝とんの。もう起きなはれ。はよ起きてって。また朝までお酒。そないなお金あったら宿賃払ってもらわんと。
おりょうちゃん、もうおっとき。はじめさん、宿賃はきっちり帳簿につけとるさかい。逃がしゃしまへんえ。
またおかみさんは甘いこと言うて。さあ、はよお昼にして。
出かける。
は？お昼はどないすんの？
悪いがいい。サイコロが俺を呼んでんだよ。今日も帰りは遅くなる。夕飯の用意はしないでいい。
けど別にそれかて宿代安うなったりしまへんからね。
金に細かい女たちばかりだな、この宿は。
The mother explains, since we're a Ronin now. Okay, I'm gonna look this up real quick. Alright, Ronin, to be specific, means wandering samurai. So yeah, we're a wandering samurai now. It's as easy as that, got it. So as a Ronin, we should be careful, as we might get killed for that, just for being a wandering samurai, wow. Upon leaving, Sakamoto puts on an act of being a drunk, careless, then when out of sight in an alley, he drops it. One transition later, he's kicking the ass of a dojo student, calling them all weak, which makes them angry. Kicking their asses improperly, a man Sakamoto calls Crow, short for Ginji the Crow, shows himself. We explained that what led us to Kyo was that the style the masked man uses originated elsewhere, but the dojo closed and members moved to Kyo, but Sakamoto can't find any of those members. It also seems someone is outside, just eavesdropping, and then walks away. I don't think we noticed though. We decide to search the city since the informant Crow isn't reliable, and we end up protecting a priest from a group of thugs. We help the priest back to his shrine, learning about virtue, which is a currency earned by being a good person and can give us lots of benefits, as well as the diligence records, I think it's called that, which I think is like a list of priorities, like achievements you can do to earn lots of virtue. With that, I'm gonna end off. This is fun so far. I'm honestly enjoying the game so far. The story is very exciting, and honestly, the combat's very fun. I'm loving the combat, and hopefully I can grind a little bit to level up my talents and stuff. I wonder if now we're in like Kyo and we're in chapter 2, maybe I can just run around and find people to fight, because that last fight I did outside the shrine seemed to be a random one, so maybe there'll be other random ones. I don't know. If I end up doing them, they'll be shown at the start of the next episode. I'll see you guys later. Bye.